Many of you waking up to find some tree limbs or maybe some trash strewn around your yard. I use the word strewn. That's pretty good. Lots of problems last night, and many people knew exactly when the storm that caused the damage passed over. We'll Google Map it, show you what we're talking about. Around 9:30, lightning hit a home on Stokely Lane in Old Hickory. About 25 minutes later, fire crews were racing to the same kind of situation, but this time in Madison on Nesbitt Lane. Around 10:30, we heard reports of trees down on Chandler Road over in the Hermitage area. And then a barn off Magnolia Estates Boulevard in Mount Juliet hit by lightning around 10:40 as it moved to the east. Wilson County emergency officials are telling us they had to rip out a wall to get to a hot spot in one home. They were able to save the barn, though, that had been hit by lightning.
The lightning left thousands of homes in the dark. At one point, more than 5,600 NES customers were in the dark. The majority of those were from the Hermitage area. Repair crews have restored all but a handful of those homes. We also got several reports of wind damage last night. Kelly McCulley sent us these pictures. 2 trees fell on the carport outside her home in Inglewood. She says her car doesn't look too bad, but her husband's SUV got crushed. Neither of them was injured. If there's storm damage in your neighborhood, you can share it with us. Just send us pictures or video to iContribute at newschannel5.com. Be sure to include your name and where you took the picture.
Our neighbors over to the east, though, were really hit hard last night. Early reports say about 10 homes in the eastern part of Tennessee are destroyed. About a dozen more damaged. Knoxville and the surrounding areas had flash flooding and wind damage, and you see some of it right there. The hardest hit area, though, was Speedwell, Tennessee, where several homes were destroyed. The Claiborne County Sheriff's home was also damaged. This is a look at what's left of Sheriff David Ray's house. What a mess he has to deal with. Luckily, no one was injured.
A man is in the hospital this morning after being shot at a gas station in East Nashville. News Channel 5 Station 9 joins us live from Vanderbilt Medical Center this morning. And Deja, police say this victim and his friend, they were just sort of minding their own business.
Well, Amy, we're told that the 2 men, they pulled up to that gas station on Dickerson Pike just to go inside, grab a few things, come back out to the car. But unfortunately, they did not get to do that peacefully. There were 2 other guys in the parking lot, and according to police, one of them is the one that fired the shot that hit one of the victims. So let's take a look at the video from earlier. This is from the scene around 12:30 this morning. The victim says he and his friend, like we said, pulled up to the gas station, went inside, and they came back and got back in the car. They said they noticed 2 men standing outside. In fact, the owner of the gas station said the suspects had been in and out of the building all night long. So after they got back into their car, the victim says the suspects walked up and fired a shot that hit him.
The victims thought at one point that maybe they were going to come and ask for some money. They became a little bit fearful. And again, he just walked up unprovoked and fired a shot into the vehicle.
So the victim, he was hit in the arm, non-life-threatening injuries, but no doubt he's definitely probably in some pain this morning. He was rushed here to Vanderbilt where he is being treated. Those 2 men, they took off early this morning. One of them wearing camo shorts and no shirt, the other wearing a yellow shirt and jeans. If you know anything about this, you're asked to call Metro Police. We're live at Vanderbilt Medical Center. Deja Knight, News Channel 5 HD.
Deja, thanks. And Metro Police are investigating another shooting on Ewing Drive. Police got this call about 3:15 this morning. The victims were just walking along Ewing when a dark-colored sedan pulled up beside them and pulled a gun in a robbery attempt. When the victims ran off, one of the men opened fire. One of the victims was critically injured. Although it's not confirmed that the 2 incidents are related, but the descriptions of the suspects are similar.
And listen to this one, Amy. Someone dressed in a Chuy's restaurant shirt got into the restaurant at Opry Mills last night as it was closing and then robbed the place. Police say that an employee saw the suspect wearing that Chuy's shirt, so let him inside, thinking it was just an employee that he maybe didn't recognize. Well, that's when the suspect held the manager at knife point, grabbed cash from the safe, and ran off, throwing down the knife. Once he was in the parking lot, they were gone by the time the police showed up. A witness saw what happened, and actually so did some security cameras. They do have a license plate number. They're now pursuing those leads.
And the man accused of shooting another man in the parking lot of a Walmart during an apparent botched drug deal is expected in court this morning. 25-year-old Cager Wagner is charged with attempted criminal homicide. Police say on the afternoon of July 10th, Wagner met O'Brien Edwards in a Walmart parking lot off Gallatin Pike in Madison. Wagner got in Williams' car and an argument erupted and Williams was shot several times. Wagner is a convicted felon. Right now he's being held on a $250,000 bond.
A Fort Campbell soldier is dead in an accident just weeks before being sent to Afghanistan. Sergeant Tyler Zodi was killed during a crash at Fort Polk near Leesville, Louisiana. He was there training for deployment. 3 other soldiers were also injured. The Army is now investigating. Investigators in Kentucky are calling the death of a veteran suspicious this morning. They say the 48-year-old James Price was alive when he left a Lexington hospital Friday. Found dead, though, not long after he had been dropped off at home by a taxi. A neighbor called 911 after seeing Price fall out of a taxi and the cab driver dragging him into the house before then driving away. Investigators say Price had health problems, but they say they believe there might be more to his death. The cause of death is expected to be released either today or tomorrow.
A Nashville man spent part of his weekend threatening to blow up buildings and the remainder of it in jail. Investigators say Zachary Smith made 2 threatening 911 calls early Saturday morning. He told operators he was going to blow up Nashville International. Smith denied making those calls, but police were able to recover the deleted information from his phone. They say he also made similar threats to the Russian embassy in Washington, D.C. Someone robbed a van used by a Middle Tennessee animal rescue group. Members of Proverbs 12:10 say they parked at the Bellevue Staples Saturday morning. They returned to find the van broken into and their laptop and Wi-Fi connector missing. The group uses the laptop to keep track of its pet adoptions, and they'd rather spend time helping dogs find a new home than trying to shop for a new laptop.
Both of those are very helpful to us at Adoption Day. And so to steal from a nonprofit, to me, is just a double insult.
The thieves had also taken a toolbox filled with heartworm medication. It was located nearby.